Okay, so one of the things that I want to introduce you to the world is you've had every single stinking unit. And back in the day when we sold a lot of parts, pretty sure I was selling you parts for a lot of these other units.
Oh, yeah.
And I remember telling you, like, dude, stop buying these units.
3 days after I had the unit, I told them, I said, your remote, it melted. Like, they did the install. Like, I got home with the truck and it melted. And it actually caught on fire. It was just horrible. I got a remote from you, and then it was like 3 or 4 days later, I crossed a set of railroad tracks and just the bounce, whatever, and I had a lift laying in the middle of the road. And that was the beginning of doing the work myself. Actually went out too far. Well, one of the stops let go, and it shot out too far, and it just folded the cylinder in half. You know, every 6 to 8 months you had to put wear pads in it. Otherwise you had it bouncing all over.
Well, I'm telling people, my big sales pitch right now is you can't gross $200,000-$300,000 with their equipment and not have to put tens of thousands into it.
No.
Am I stretching?
Nope.
Am I embellishing? Am
Not
I
at all.
over-exaggerating?
Not at all.
And then our equipment can gross millions I follow up with and not have to put tens of thousands into it.
And the thing about your equipment is that if anything goes wrong, doesn't matter when it is, all I got to do is make a phone call. The thing is that the maintenance on them is the key. I mean, if you don't maintenance, you don't last.
But what kills me is that ours is the least amount of maintenance needed.
And still don't do it.
Right. And they still won't do it. And if you do it, it's the least amount needed and it lasts the longest. So, you know, you can't tighten other people's pivot joints. So why would you not tighten ours?
Nope. You can take 10 minutes once a week, 20 minutes once a week, and save yourself days or cheap. Weeks. Yeah, grease is cheap whenever you're down for days, waiting on parts and waiting on, you know, things that didn't have to fail. I mean, and that's the big thing to it. I mean, and nobody sees the maintenance. I mean, yeah, there's a lot of guys running around there that probably haven't touched their lifts in years.
So now let me ask this question: if you had to choose that scenario, so I have some guys, they say to me, dude, your units, I don't want to get them such a good unit. You know, they just tear stuff up. And I say to them, that's more the reason why ours is a lot stronger. If you were going to have catastrophic failure, you know, from not greasing it, I would like to think ours is going to last the longest if you're going to abuse it. I mean, is that not that's a fair statement as well?
Very fair. You get what you pay for.
Right.
And the thing that I have found with all of them, every one of them, is the customer service. I mean, it's nobody has it. When I bought a new right after COVID in 2020, I didn't even make it home from Illinois, and the truck was broke. I mean, the pump went out. Weren't in any big hurry to fix anything. Man, whenever that thing broke and had 1,100 miles on it, and all I had done is pretty well drove it home, and I'd picked up 1 or 2 cars with it. And then I realized the pump wouldn't shut off. And
so let's talk about that versus a wrecker. A lot of guys will say to me, well, you know, for that kind of money, I could get a used wrecker.
Something else that I've learned in all of this is that going back to the maintenance part of it, buying a used wrecker is the worst idea. There's no way, after seeing the way people take care of things, that if I have the means, that I will want somebody else's problem. Because
agreed.
That's all it is. I mean, you can buy somebody, they can have a really nice truck and never have maintenance to lift, and all you bought is a truck. I mean,
So let's go over the different units you've had. The slide-in style, the under the bumper style,
Yep.
from all the manufacturers that are pretty much out there.
yeah.
Over the last, so the first unit that you got of ours, because I remember telling you, if you had ours,
Yeah.
this wouldn't be
I
the
bought
reality.
The first one I got was the Gladiator.
And that was used.
Yeah, that was used.
What got you into the Lil Herc from the Gladiator? If you had,
That's all I had before, was the under the bumper style. And the reason I went back to that was because I pull so many campers and stuff
Sure.
that I need the bed. I'm not going to say that I was opposed to going back to a Gladiator. It was the fact that I like, like in my GMC, I don't have anything in the bed.
Yeah.
All I got's my dollies and my fifth wheel.
the incognito
Yeah.
effect too for the
Yeah.
clients. I mean,
Yeah.
it really helps you to just slip in and slip out. What would you tell somebody that was like, should I get this one or that one? Which one should I do? This one's less expensive. This
Yeah.
one's more expensive. What is your
I have two of them right now. Well, this will be the third one that I
Lil Herc?
Yeah, Lil
Fourth.
Herc. Fourth unit, but I have two working right now.
Sure.
And this will be the third one. The thing is that I know what I'm getting.
how easy is it to work on?
If I can do it, anybody should be able to do it. You don't need, a whole toolbox full of tools to
Sure.
get one of these things apart to do any type of work.
They make it very difficult to work on and
Yeah.
service. Like you really need to take it to the dealer because
That's what they want.
Right.
And at the end of the day, they want the guys to come in and just buy new parts or bring it in, let them fix it, and they'll put on new parts.
hence
where-
that you're going to put tens of thousands into it once
Yeah.
it grosses
Where the-
$200,000-$300,000.
If you get that far.
Right.
If you get that
Well, what
far.
about the guys that say, "Well, I've grossed way more than that, and I haven't had to do anything"? In my opinion, you're not doing the frequency, or you're greasing it after every toe.
Yeah.
And kudos to you. You
Yeah.
deserve
It's
what you
either
get
that or
because
they're just bullshit.
we're willing to manufacture something, so you ain't got to keep doing it.
Oh,
And
yeah.
if you do got to work on it, if we ain't got a video or you can't FaceTime me and
Yeah.
I say go up one right there,
Yeah.
I'd be real surprised. I mean, because
Yeah.
again, we made it so we can work on it.
Yeah.
So that means you can work on it.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I'm really concerned about you. You
yeah.
just came all the way
Yeah.
from Missouri, for
Yeah.
God's sakes. you know.
And the thing is that if you can't take it apart and figure it out with a little bit with watching a few videos or then odds are you
Aren't mechanically inclined.
aren't mechanically inclined and probably just need to take it somewhere because I've taken them to place. I told the guy, I said it was cold, it was ice, snow, and I didn't want to do it in my driveway, so I had him do it. I didn't even have to tell the guy. I just told him where it was, told him how it went in.
Super simple.
And he was just a regular mechanic shop.
Sure.
And he popped it apart 45 minutes and he had the cylinder out and he's like, yeah, come back and get it. I figured it'd be that afternoon. He didn't have any problems at all. And he took it out. We went and put the new one in and it was back together in just a few hours.
And so out of all the times, out of the 4 units you've had from us over how many years now? How long has it been?
It's been 6 years.
Okay, so in 6 years, 4 units.
Yeah.
How much money have they inconvenienced you? How much time, money, what have you put back into these units?
Maybe $4,000, maybe, but that would be everything.
In 6 years?
Yeah, in 6
So
years, yeah.
in 6 years, what did you spend in the past
Oh.
on equipment?
The last time I bought, I bought a cylinder and I bought wear pads and I bought something else for the dynamic slide in, and I remember it was like $2,000. That was one time. That was just one maintenance. That was one time.
Yeah, I
that
remember
was
you
just
called
one
me and
stop
said, dude,
on
they
that
want
deal.
this much money for this. Something you can do? And I'm like, no.
I would say just on that slide-in unit that I had for in the year and a half I had it, I spent that much just on it.
Sure.
I know I did because the pump went out on it first.
And that's just within a year.
Yeah, that wasn't even a year. That was like 6 months. Mm-hmm. We made it till spring. I bought it in summer. We made it till spring, and
So you put tens of thousands into...
into a unit that shouldn't have. we shouldn't have had any issues
Sure.
with. We shouldn't have, but no older than it was, it shouldn't have.
Well, in
been
my
our
opinion, the
response.
industry's set up to where guys will just replace the whole truck, the whole
Yeah.
equipment every 2-3 years. And I mean, that's great, for the manufacturer and the distributor.
Yeah.
I don't think that's so great for the owner.
I've got 19 GMC that's got 300,000 miles on it, and it's had the Lil Herc on it since 9,000 miles.
Which leads me to another question. You've always done your own installs.
Yeah.
So why did you not do the install this time?
The downtime of doing it, because little things lead into more time
Sure.
off, and
Well, you can continue to make money
Yeah.
while this is happening.
I mean,
How many repos did you do over these last
Yeah.
2-3 weeks we've had
Yeah.
the truck?
a lot, but
So it probably
That-
paid for itself
Yeah.
and then some.
oh yeah, but we did it. We do things different whenever we do them. I mean, we try to knock it out like beginning to end in like just a few days.
No, and you do.
And-
You,
yeah,
you, you
and
bust butt.
we stick to it until we're done. But the problem is then you have all the little things that you have to finish,
Right.
and you're still trying to work, and you're still trying to do an install.
And that's a beautiful thing here. It's turnkey.
Yeah,
Everything's
it's done, and I don't have to mess with it. I get to go back home and go to work with it.
I had another customer that did his own install, and he said, "Man, after the 10 grand I could have paid you, I wish I'd have done it."
And now there is a difference. If I was installing one on a 15-year-old truck, be different than installing one on a new one.
Right.
The new ones, they have, especially in new anything, they have so much stuff back there that has to be moved and has to
Right.
be rerouted. That
And we
it's
throw
not-
when you take
Yeah.
the bed off, the engine
Yeah.
codes come. So then we got the computer that clears them, so you're not going to leave with a bunch of error messages.
Yeah, and that was something on my GMC that I didn't like, and that's probably the reason I didn't do this install. Now I did the one on my Ram, but the Ram was a cab and chassis, so
Right.
there was nothing really to.
It was different, yeah.
Yeah, there was nothing other than.
And that's where I'm really excited for you to see how soft this girl rides.
Yeah.
I mean, she really does just make a big difference, So
Yeah.
I'm very excited for you to get that thing back to Missouri. And I know you're right. Your ride home is going to be significantly different because did you have Fox shocks in the back? No. So this is a
didn't
big.
have anything back other than factory, whatever they
Right.
come out with.
We've learned so much. We never used to put them on standard, and I used to give the customer the option. Once I realized how soft they ride, there's no more option. I'm very proud of you guys for A, choosing us, and B, how much you guys give back, to anybody and everybody that you can.
And all the time I've been doing this, everything, I've been in about all the situations you can get into.
Actually so.
And I've had more people before I leave, apologize and things like, and
You're the repo guy that becomes their friend, helps them out.
You're the nicest person doing this, and I tell them, I treat people the way I want to be treated,
Yeah.
as long as as long as things
civil.
don't go crazy,
Yeah.
and and that's just something I've lived by since I started this. I try not to be too hard on people. I understand people have hard times. Hell, I've been there, so
Right.
I know, and I don't.
Maybe there's a reason why the good Lord put you in the position that He did, because you're probably, really, potentially helping people deal with a crisis that, somebody else would have made it even worse for them. Or
Oh yeah, and I tell them all. I say it could have been different. Somebody could have come and took it at 3:00 in the morning, and you get up in the morning to go
And
take
it's
your
gone,
kids to
right.
school. Your car seats are gone and everything. and
figure
now-
it out
yeah.
now. Yeah.
Yeah, and that usually changes people's tune. Sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes they still, act the way they're going to act.
Sure.
But, yeah, it's definitely interesting.
Well, I don't want to hold you up too long because I know you got a long drive and you came all the way early. You came in the dark. It's already getting light, so I don't want to. I don't want to take too much time, but I really appreciate you taking the time and potentially, helping somebody else, for the questions that they got. Just to sum it up real quick, why is it that you're buying the equipment? Because it's better.
Yeah.
It makes you more money.
It lasts longer. It'll last where the trucks won't last. I've been fortunate that my GMC's got 300,000. My Ram has.
How much money have them trucks grossed over the years? Is it even close? Do the
No.
competitors even come close to us? Is there even a sliver in your doubt that maybe
No. A good friend of mine, he's thinking about going back to a F450 with the wrecker, and but I know what's not drawing him in. It's one's the fuel mileage. He don't want to go back,
Right.
and two, he doesn't want to lose the ride in the truck he has. So, I know where he's going to lean to, and we'll see what he does.
Well, get him to take a ride in yours, because
Yeah.
I'm telling you, them shocks, and replace the shocks on your current trucks immediately. And I would even put them on the front. Even if the truck is new, put them on the front. It's good. The technology in that shock is way different than what comes OEM.
Yeah.
It's better.
Yep.
Thank you, brother.
Yep.
Safe travels.
Thank you.